everybody, it's Fun Princess back with another video for you guys, and today we have a special guest star, Marianne Emmanuel. Hi guys! She is a super Montreal Lolita, but not just in Montreal, she's kind of Canada-wide, and she does such great coordinates, and you should totally check her out on Instagram. Today we're going to do a style swap, where I go from being a classical Lolita to an old school meta Lolita, and she goes from an old school meta style to a darker classical style. We're gonna start with my style swap, and she has brought all her items as part of a lucky pack, which I will get to take a look with you guys. So let's take a look. Can't wait to start digging in. So first, oh my gosh, look at this cute purse, so cute and retro. Where did you grab this?
This is an Italian vintage purse I bought off someone on Kijiji.
It's in such good condition too. It looks almost new. It's, wow. I can't wait to see what goes with it. We're just gonna put that down. Oh my gosh, the main pieces. Can't wait. Just taking it out delicately. Oh my gosh, old school bloomers, guys. With the lace peaking, I don't have any, I only have pumpkin bloomers, like the super short ones. So this is already taking me out of the usual range. Tell me, are the bloomers going to peek out a little bit underneath?
Oh yes, oh yes. These are meta peaking bloomers.
Oh my gosh. We're gonna have so much fun. And oh my god, there's a headdress in there, kind of old school. You know, when I first came into Lolita, it was considered kind of like already out of style to be wearing these types of headdresses, but recently people have been starting to reclaim it and wear it in new and interesting ways. Is this from Meta?
It is. It's their diamond shaped headdress, and I like this one because it makes it really flattering on when it's worn.
Yeah, it's less big, right?
Yeah.
So it's a lot more delicate. Yeah. Can't wait to wear all of it. I'm just like, ah! And the lace topped socks that match the bloomers. I think it's the exact same lace.
They're
right?
all the exact same lace because I'm that kind of Lolita that's really
I love it.
about matching laces.
I love it. I love it. Everything's gonna match so well. I'm not gonna recognize myself at that point. Like, I think, okay, the main piece, the pièce de résistance. Look at this beauty. Wow. And that is a color that I like never wear. It's gonna be such a big change in regards to what I usually wear. And interestingly, in the back is where the buttons are located. It's so rare. When does this dress date back from? Like, what year was it made?
This is a 2001 dress.
Wow. I don't own anything from that far back.
I like to joke that my dresses are illegal to drink.
That's a nice way to put it, but yeah, I can definitely see that because it's so, like, it's so different and so old school. It's really as old as we can go, basically, in regards to Lolita, right? And I think there were other things there. Oh my gosh. Beautiful. This is just absolutely gorgeous. It's a rosary, right? Is it more recent? It looks like a little bit more of a recent design, or is it, does it date back from way back when also?
It is recent.
Is it from Meta as well?
No, it's not.
Oh, but it's gorgeous.
But I find it complements old school Lolita.
The kind of old doll type of aesthetic.
A lot of people were wearing rosaries with old school Lolita.
Yeah, no, and it does make a lot of sense. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to wear this. So, you guys, it is now time for my radical and extreme transformation. So, let's get started. And my transformation is done! Look at this wonderful, glorious, old school meta type of aesthetic. It is so different but so adorable, and I just feel like a pretty doll, and I feel so cute, and but still very classical. Like, I don't feel like it's overly sweet, for example, and it just feels so freeing.
It is. It is. The aesthetic is much more free, and also it's so much more comfortable.
It is. Like, the fabric is so flowy and airy, and you just, those big poofy sleeves and those big skirts, it feels so comfy. Like you could just lounge in your couch or go out, and it's perfect for summer.
Yes, I've definitely fallen asleep wearing dresses before. They're so comfy.
So it's very far away from the modern Lolita, like I can't wait until I take off all my layers type of feeling. Yeah, it was made to be a wearable everyday style, right? Yeah. So it's no wonder that it's coming back. I think as Lolita evolved, things have gotten more and more complicated. Like you need to match everything, every shade of lipstick, eyeshadow, everything. That it gets to be a little constrictive, and that people can't really just wear things on the daily. They always feel like they have to go over the top all the time. And then to go back to something like this, it's like going back to the roots of what the style was about and what the aesthetic was about and how it made you feel.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've not always been an old school Lolita, because I used to think that old school was for other people, or that it wouldn't suit me.
Sorry. It's just so funny that you say that, but now it's like the trademark that you were known for. Yeah.
But as a tall Lolita, I saw a lot of the dresses that were high-waisted or that were quite short, and I didn't think it would be flattering on me. But there's so many tips and tricks you can use to make it more flattering on yourself. So there's always the peaking bloomers, and showing a bit of leg in old school is much more accepted. Yes. Or if you're showing legs, you can also use sheer tights or fishnets to bring some interest to that part of your outfit.
Yeah, the line between classical or gothic was a little bit more blurred, right? You could integrate a lot of darker aesthetic things with classical leaning Lolita, and it was still very acceptable. Which is why a lot of outfits have huge platforms no matter the style. Like, I mean, it was the staple at the time, right?
Well, Lolita was gothic Lolita, so every style had a bit of a gothic touch.
And if I wanted to go further in my old school journey, like what would you recommend for people to kind of get into or start with, or things that they could improve on, like their outfits, like how to beef it up?
You could do some hair and makeup inspired by old school street mats. So hair and makeup inspired by the 90s or 2000s. Hair is usually much simpler in old school, but there's more punk vibes, or you could do loopy braids that would be really cute with that outfit.
Oh, that's true, the ringlet curls, right? That used to be...
You could do ringlets as well. I'm talking about the loopy braids, like you do braids and you loop them up.
Yes!
I like to do that sometimes.
Oh, it's so simple, and it's easy to do when you're on the go.
It's so simple, and it's comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are all some great comments and for you guys to start to explore. So, you know, don't forget to hit her up on Instagram if you want some old school inspiration. There's definitely a lot to go around. And now we will go and give you some panning shots of this wonderful outfits. And we're going to get on to the second part of the swap where you get transformed. Ooh. Now we're gonna do her outfit, so please take a look at what I have planned for you. Ooh, feel free to say it. A Vide Noir collar. It's made in Italy. It looks so great. There's so much beading and all kinds of different details. It's just, yeah, it's a dramatic piece.
It's so dreamy. I wish I owned something that OTT.
Yep, and you're gonna get to try it on. So if you love it, you'll know that you need to get it. You know what I'm saying?
Next we have a hat by Fairy Bird Tail.
It's an Edwardian shape. It looks so great. The different mixes of purples and reds just make it look absolutely gorgeous. It's a great addition. Plus it'll add a bunch of height to you, so you'll look like a towering Lolita. Like,
where did you find that?
Actually, I found it at Le Boudoir d'Alice, the store that we used to have in Montreal that closed. It was during their big sale where they were trying to get rid of everything at the end, but yeah. R.I.P. We're really sad that it closed.
Next up is the main piece. Yeah. That gorgeous fabric.
Yes! Thick, thick fabric. Just beautiful detail. Empreinte de la jeunesse from Justine. A standout piece. Always has been. It's the first dress that I ever got from that brand and still holds a dear place to my heart. But you're gonna look so great in purple.
I love the cutouts. I love the Hebrew writing. I love the color. It's such a unique shade.
Oh yeah.
I'm really excited to try that on.
I'm excited to see it on you.
Matching tights.
Yes, with patterns and the same type of purple. It's kind of hard to get all the different types of shades of purple.
It is.
But yeah.
As someone who mainly wears green, that's difficult as well.
Yeah, but at least when you specialize in a color, you can really focus on that, right? So.
Yes, and you have every shade under the sun, so when you get a new piece, you already have something that's matching.
Yeah.
Then there's the blouse.
It's an older Femme Plus Femme blouse, so it's not a brand piece yet. I love it because it has a squared neckline that suits a lot of Justine dresses so well, and it's super flattering. It really has kind of a more medieval type of feeling, I find, but it looks cool. You have lots of bling.
Lots of bling. You have a ring.
Purple ring.
Purple ring. You have
a bracelet. Yeah,
with black gemstones.
Mm-hmm.
And we have an OTT Gothic necklace.
And a black ring.
Yeah.
So it'll be really fun to see her all decked out. It's gonna be an extreme transformation for sure.
I can't wait.
And now you have it. A new and maybe not improved because she's already like a kick-ass Lolita, but definitely a new Lolita Marianne version 2.0 or version Elizabeth anyways.
Version Elizabeth.
That's it.
Elizabeth too.
Cause yeah, that's it. You're like Elizabeth too, but cause you already rock what you do, to be honest.
And I feel like a queen wearing those.
That's exactly the feeling that I like to have too when I'm wearing my clothes.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that I get to give you that feeling as well. So is it more constrictive than like your old meta, like old school type of style?
Absolutely. I do have dresses that are that constrictive, but it's not my usual vibe. And I don't usually go for royalty themes when I wear Lolita. I prefer the more country and peasant themes.
Yeah, classical.
Yeah.
And sometimes military a little bit.
Yeah, I haven't done military in years actually. Should get to it.
But you used to.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's very different, definitely.
I love the color.
Yes.
And that decorative piece too. It's so OTT.
Yes. The OTT queen feeling. Because, you know, in Lolita, everybody talks about Hime, which is like Princess Lolita. But what about the queens, right? Because you don't always want to look like a little princess who doesn't yet have a lot of money. You want to look like a loaded queen. And a cat who just threw some stuff on the floor.
This bugger.
This is the culprit. She's the
me.
culprit. Have you ever worn anything like this?
I've never worn a piece like that or anything with it's not true. I have worn things with cutouts, but it was a heart-shaped cutout.
Oh
so
boy!
It's not the same vibe.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Was it type of an apron type of thing?
No. I never wore a heart apron, but I have dress that has a heart cutout. But I really like those cutouts. They're much more mature,
Yeah.
and you can see the blouse through it. And it
Makes you look kind of like more of a princess or queen.
Yes, I love the whole queen vibe. It's not usually what I try to go for when I wear Lolita, because I really like the country vibe and more like folksy aesthetics. But I really enjoy it on Elizabeth a lot, and I'm so glad I get to wear it today.
I'm so glad that you got to wear it too, and it's a thrill for me too to make somebody else up in my clothes and they'd be like, she looks good. I knew she would look good.
I look good because I look like you.
I can say the same thing to you, by the way. But yeah, it's definitely a thrill. So for anybody who's trying to go for that queen aesthetic, please do go for those really tall hats or big collars. And it's important to note also that we switched out the hat for a smaller headpiece because the hat didn't fit with the collar. They were just clashing and bumping into each other a lot. So you can only wear like one big statement piece, and I tried to go too much too soon. But like in this instance, really the statement piece is the collar, and it definitely matches with kind of that, you know, the collar for the dress and the blouse itself, where you can actually see the necklace. It gives that nice feminine neckline, still gives it a little bit of sensuality while still being very demure and, you know, very modest. And also has a dress that has a lot of kind of more royalty type of prints or aesthetics. So those are all things that you can mix together. But like if she hadn't worn the collar, we would definitely have gone for that hat. But yeah, it was like a one or the other type of situation. So anything that has like crown motifs or a lot of glitter, a lot of you know, beading, things like that. So you can see that she has a lot of bling going on the hands, on the arms, and she has bling going on around her head. So those are all very important statement pieces. For a simpler dress, she could have gone for a belt with some accents as well to add in a little bit of extra bling, but it's super important to have all of these details kind of in so that you can really see the aesthetic of that queen type of look.
What kind of hairstyle would you recommend with that kind of look?
So with that type of look, one thing that I've tried and that isn't too pleasant is that when you do a big updo, the beads will get stuck in your hair. So updos with that collar is not something that I would recommend. That being said, if you were to go with anything else like a hat or something like that, definitely have something that's very high. So the hime type of haircuts or the big bumps or anything like that that you can, you know, use in your hair, or if you're using wigs, that's also a valid option. But for this, definitely like straight hair is more comfortable, or else it would pull on your hair constantly, which is not a fun thing to do. I did it for conventions and it was really painful, and my hair ended up like in a rat's nest at the back with like some knots and things like that, so it was really painful. So really sometimes simpler is better. So go with that statement piece, right? So if you have a big collar, the action isn't going on here, but if you have a big hat, you can have a lot of action up on top because it's already kind of the focal point. So try to have that one location where you're doing your big bang, you know, your big statement piece. Thank you guys so much for joining us in our style swap adventures. This was so much fun. Thank you so much for being on my show.
Thank you for having me.
Oh no, it's totally a thrill. Like, I mean, having a shoot with you, you know, just, was it last week or the week before? Last week. Oh my gosh, it seems like so far away still. But, and then doing this week has been like such a great experience, and you're such a great model, and it's so much fun to swap with our clothes because we both have a lot of clothes. So it's very fun to do. But yeah, so thank you so much. And once again, if you want to follow her on Marianne Emmanuel at Instagram, please feel free to do so. And if you want to follow me at Fallen Princess on Instagram or Facebook, please feel free to do so. And also you can support me on Patreon and join the Baby Bat family and ensure that I can keep this show going. I can't do this without you guys. Thank you guys so much. And by the way, write down in the comment if you've ever done a style swap, or what type of styles would you like to try. Have you ever tried old school before? Is this something that you're like, what? Does this exist? Yes, it does. It used to be a thing, you know, before a lot of the Instagram and Tumblr generation back in the old GLBs. So let us know what you've tried out before, what you'd be curious to try. And once again, guys, as per usual, have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!